Shalom. Ka holoyamla. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Racha Kodash. Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elders in the Akim and the Akwath. Shalom. I want to go into a quick video. Just we in the end times, so the only thing to be talking about is the impending judgments, the incoming prophecies, and the very, very near return of the greatest man to ever walk on earth, the Messiah, Yahweh Shah. When the almighty power Yahweh gives Yahweh Shah, the Messiah, the green light to return. There's a few more key things that has to happen for that to occur, but we're very near. These events are very close, beginning with these plagues and these judgments leading up to it, with the diseases and the COVIDs and pestilences and the tribulation, that mark getting mandated, and then leading up, and now we have World War III, which has basically begun, leading up to the main event in the next coming months, year, and maybe a couple years. So in this article I have, I'm going to leave the link to the article in the description box. You can read the whole thing. We're going to read some of it just to get the key understanding of it, and then get some precepts and close out. So the article is titled Russia Deploys Doomsday Nuclear Ocean Drones as Global Economic Meltdown Looms. See that economic meltdown. See the key word is global, and then the new world order, the new global world order, which is going to be a digital economy. But everything is flowing together perfectly with biblical prophecy. But it says Russia deploys doomsday nuclear, but we're going to focus on the weapons here today. It says Russia deploys doomsday nuclear ocean drones. So when you go into that word deploy, for those that may not know, I didn't. I had a sense, but I had to look the word up to see exactly what it was meaning. So deploy means move troops or equipment. So in this particular instance, it's talking about the military weaponry, the equipment, into position for military action. What military action? To let off those thermonuclear missiles towards the west, Babylon the Great. So the similar words right here when you go down, the similar words are position, station, post, place, install, locate, situate, site. So that's what Esau is doing. The Russian Edomites, they're positioning the thermonuclear underwater drones, thermonuclear missiles. That's a new. It's not talked about often at all, but that's a development that the wicked elites. That's the development that the Russians have. An underwater thermonuclear missile, which is a drone, a torpedo underwater. Just like they had the missiles through the air, they have them through the water as well, and that's will have an extremely devastating destruction that will hit if it hits the target of where it's going to be sent over here in the West. So it says, according to multiple media reports, including The Sun, Russia has now officially deployed or positioned the world's largest submarine, which can carry up to 8 Apocalypse drone torpedoes. So Russia has the world's largest submarine. So that right there in itself shows you that Russia is far superior than America in its military. As I've stated, Russia is far superior, and in the article it says that America is generations behind Russia in the thermonuclear weaponry. So America is doomed because they're not up, they're nowhere near the same level of thermonuclear weaponry that the arsenal of Russia. So a torpedo, it says it's a cigar-shaped, self-propelled underwater missile. So a propel is kind of, it's like a ship has propellers that just thrust it forward. So it's a torpedo is similar with the propeller. It has a propelling system that's going to make it travel through the water. Underwater missile designed to be fired from a ship or submarine or dropped into the water from an aircraft and to explode on reaching a target. So, and this has thermonuclear radiation inside of it. These super weapons, so it says a quote unquote apocalypse drone torpedoes. These super weapons are actually nuclear armed underwater drones, which are designed to hide themselves off the coast of a targeted nation, then detonate their nuclear warheads upon receiving satellite commands, generating a highly destructive radioactive tsunami that inundates coastal areas. That word inundates means to overwhelm. We'll just go ahead and grab it. Overwhelm with things or people to be dealt with. So the similar words right here, it's key to always look at the similar words to dive in a little bit more. Overwhelm, overpower, overburden, overrun, overload, swamp. It's going to be a swamp of thermonuclear radioactive radiation water. Besiege, snow under. So you had that image of the snow under, but it's going to be water under, thermonuclear radioactive water under. It's going to be flooding, flood a city or cities or a state, or depending on how much the Most High, allows the water to destroy and overflood whatever area it would detonate, if the Most High allows it to detonate on this nation. It says so they can hide themselves. Right here it says hide themselves. Hide themselves off the coast of a targeted nation, then detonate their nuclear warheads upon receiving satellite commands, generating a highly destructive radioactive tsunami that overwhelms coastal areas of the targeted country. So what's the coastal areas? Any land that's bordered by water. So New York, Florida, Texas, Mexico, California. All of these areas these are coastal areas, that in any area that the Russians, the bear, wants to target and just flood that city or state, in that area, wherever it hits. It says of the targeted country, rendering them uninhabitable. So we'll go ahead and get a precept. That uninhabitable, meaning it won't be able to be lived in anymore. So we'll go to Isaiah 13. This is all biblical prophecy, Everybody thought, well, not everybody, the remnant didn't, but even people that are, even the heathen that stole our scriptures, there's a small amount of people that understands the Bible is real as well, but the Bible wasn't given to them. It was just stolen because we've been destroyed. But the Bible is actually a living document that is coming to life through the prophecies. It speaks about the history, the present, and the future. So in Isaiah 13 and 11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. Now, we know who the wicked is. I've done videos, plenty of videos. I did a series basically, talking about the three sons on the three sons of the three sons on earth, the sons of God, the sons of Yahweh, which are the Israelites, so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, the sons of men, which are all the other heathen Gentile nations, and then the sons of the wicked, which is the so-called white race, Esau, Edom. So, and it says, and the wicked for their iniquity. So the wicked, beginning first and foremost with the Esau Edomites, so-called white race, for their iniquity. Iniquity is sin. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And we know who the head man who's filled with pride, man. This man is so proud, And the Most High, one of the things the Most High hates, a proud look. He not only has the proud look. So if you have a proud look on the outside, that means pride is dwelling within you to show forth in your countenance. So these are highly proud, arrogant people. So the Most High is going to bring that down. He's going to cause it to stop. How you do that? By destroying them. And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So haughtiness means, like high-spirited of the terrible. That's the Edomites. So verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' is excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So how did the Most High overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? With thermonuclear fire. With fire and brimstone. And that's going to be the same thing. It's going to happen to modern day Babylon. Verse 20, this is what the key right here. It shall never be inhabited. And they were speaking about it being uninhabitable if that torpedo, thermonuclear submarine torpedo hits. So that's part of the prophecy. But chiefly with the thermonuclear missiles through the air. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So we know that in ancient Babylon, the landmass today is modern day Iraq, and we know that the Arabian is pitching tent there. So we know it's not talking about that. It's talking about a different Babylon, Babylon the Great, so-called America. So we're going back to the article. Slovakia. It says in the second paragraph says the K329 Belgorod submarine is the only one of its kind in the world. So let's get a little bit of what this Belgorod submarine is. Okay, this paragraph right here says K329 Belgorod is a modified design of the Oscar II class Russian nuclear submarine. It was originally laid down in July 1992, and we know what that era was. In 1991 is when the Soviet Union, was defeated in the Cold War, and the Soviet Union got broken up and fell. And they got broken up, and that's why you have the place called Ukraine today and Crimea that the Russians took back around 2012 or 2014. And what they're doing with Ukraine, trying to take that back as well. The Russians trying to take back the old Soviet Union territories of Ukraine. So everything was destroyed around 1991, 92, and Russia went dormant in their war spirit. And because they were defeated, because it wasn't their time to rise up to destroy the whore yet. It wasn't their time to destroy the whore yet. America, Babylon the Great. It was originally laid down in July 1992 as a Project 949A cruise missile submarine but later was let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get a little more on that. So it says it was originally, we're right here. It was originally can't say that word. It was originally laid down in July 1992 as a Project 949A cruise missile submarine, NATO designation Oscar II class, but later was redesigned and the partly built hull. So a hull is is a shell of its former self. So they later on redesigned it and fixed it back up. But later was redesigned and the partly built hull was used to be reconfigured as a special operations vessel, able to operate unmanned underwater vehicles. The vessel was relayed in December 2012. So 30 years later, 20 years later, sorry. So July, so 92 to 2002 is 10 years, and to 2022. From 2002 to 2012 is another 10 years, so 20 years. So that shows you that that's the Most High raising up Gog and Magog, Russia, the old Soviet Union, raising them back up with that old war spirit to raising them back up to that war spirit that was dormant for 20 years after they lost to the Americans in Babylon the Great in the Cold War. So it's biblical prophecy right there. It's showing you what happened. The Most High turned them back to that Soviet Union war spirit. So Ezekiel, these current events, when you filter through the scriptures, it shows you how the prophecies are just playing out right before our eyes, right in current time. Ezekiel 38:3, and say, thus saith the Most High Power Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. That the chief prince of Meshech, that's the king of Moscow today, over in that landmass where Russia is dwelling, the land of the ancient Medes. And I went into this the last video I made too, but this is going into it. The Most High says he's against Gog, which is Russia, but he's going to use them for his purpose to destroy Babylon the Great. In verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, because they were dormant, they were chilling, they was kind of, they were adhering to the policies of the whore, through the United Nations, and they were just being good, being good followers of the beast and the whore, listening and following orders for a season. But the Most High woke them back up, now, and they're back to that war spirit of the old Soviet Union. And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. So armor goes into the weaponry and your defense systems and everything. So all sorts of new weapons, new modern day weaponry and artillery. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the modern day swords are the thermonuclear missiles and all of the different types of missiles that they have, tactical missiles and everything, right? So this is basically the Soviet Union Renaissance. Renaissance is a French word that means rebirth. So the modern day Russians, the Soviet Union has been revived, has had a rebirth, the Renaissance of the old Soviet Union, just like Babylon the Great had the Renaissance through the fourth beast of the Roman Empire revived over here. And the Most High has raised up Gog and Magog, Russia, and all of his allies, and the Soviet Union rebirth, Renaissance, to destroy. But it's the Soviet Union, that's the phrase, on steroids, because this modern artillery and military weaponry is on a whole nother level and is far superior and more advanced by generations. They're generations ahead of America. So America is just a sitting duck waiting to be destroyed. So we'll get out of that. So continuing on right here, the K-329 Belgorod submarine is the only one of its kind in the world. Why is it the only one of its kind? Because Russia is far superior militarily than America. They can't compete with Russia's military weapons and their thermonuclear missiles. And it reportedly can travel at a speed of 125 miles per hour using a secret, highly advanced propulsion system. So the torpedo, when they shoot it, is going to not be able to be detected by America. They won't be able to detect it and see it coming. It'll be traveling over 125 miles an hour in the water. That's faster than most our cars on the streets. A missile flying through the water at 125 miles an hour, undetected, and flying towards the coast, whatever coast of Babylon the Great America that Russia chooses to send it off to, and it's going to hit if it sends off. Unless the Most High don't want it to go like that, but it's a good chance that could hit. Officially, the Most High power with Yahweh. If he wants it to hit or not, we'll see. But the elect will be protected and saved through it. The elect of Israel. Highly advanced propulsion system. Officially, the Poseidon drones carry 2 megaton warheads. So they named it Poseidon, which is, very interesting. Why would Russia name something Poseidon? But let's go ahead and do a quick web search on that. It says, so Poseidon, he is often regarded as the tamer or father of horses, and with the strike of his trident, he created springs, which is waters, which are related to the word horse. His Roman equivalent is Neptune, Poseidon, king of the sea, god of the sea, storms, earthquakes, and horses. So, this is merely false god. It's a false god, Greek mythology that they've taken from either the ancient Egyptian empire, which goes back to the ancient Babylonian empire of Nimrod, because Nimrod and the ancient the very first ancient Babylonian empire of Nimrod, Semiramis, his mother, and Tammuz, which is back. I don't want to go too far into it, but all of these heathen gods are derived from Nimrod, Semiramis, Tammuz, and I believe what his father Cush, if I'm not mistaken. It's called the Mystery Babylonian School Religion. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. But but for this purpose, so it just shows you that because for Russia to name their weapon Poseidon, a Greek mythology false god, shows you that they're just another tribe of Edomites that's just, they're just the cousins of America that's going to take out their cousins. So it says officially the Poseidon drones carry 2 megaton warheads, but we have received information from other sources that indicates Russia can outfit them with 100 megaton warheads, over 6,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb used over Hiroshima. And we know that Hiroshima was in World War II, right? When America dropped those on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So Russia can enhance the Poseidon drone. That's why he called it Poseidon, like the god of the sea. It won't be able to be detected by America. If they shoot it, then it will hit its target if the Most High allows that to occur. So it's a strong chance, So, it's pretty mind blowing. But so we know how devastating the atomic bomb was. Everybody is still to this day afraid of that atomic bomb. But Russia has created an atomic bomb times 6,000 times. That's why I said the Soviet Union Renaissance rebirth, modern day Renaissance of the Soviet Union is on steroids, because look at this, 6,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb used over Hiroshima. You just imagine the devastation and destruction that can cause to America 6,000 times more than the bomb that America dropped over Hiroshima. And that's just righteous, just judgment from the Most High, because this place, you can't just destroy and kill people and just say forget about it. It was in the past. You can't say that. Whatever you do, it's going to come back upon your head. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So if you sow wickedness, you're going to reap it. So if you dropping bombs on people, you destroying people, it's going to come back on your head. That's a thing they call in the world, quote unquote, karma. Everybody understands that, the boomerang effect. You send it out, it's going to come right back on you. So, and in this instance, the Poseidon missile is going to bring it back on America's head, Babylon the Great's head, times 6,000. That's pretty insane. And then also, where was it? Okay, reading on, it says, well, hold on, wait a minute. So the Hiroshima, and that's all biblical prophecy spoke about that. The book of Revelation was written around 93, 95 AD. Like about what, 14, let me see, not 14, about 1900 years before America dropped that atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So Revelation 13:13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So how you going to drop fire from heaven? Through the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's what happened. So everybody saw that, and World War II was over when America dropped that atomic bomb, and they thought they were all that. They were proud, America was proud after that, even more so. So you can't cause fire to come down from heaven on people's heads, dropping thermonuclear bombs on people, and thinking that you'll just be able to rule forever and not be contended with. The Most High, He's just allowed it for a season, and now America's time is coming. Thus saith the Lord, not me. So it says right here, third paragraph, upon detonation, such a warhead would unleash a truly massive tsunami that could potentially reach heights of 500 feet or more. That's insanely tall. 500-foot wall of water. We've seen that in those movies like The Day After Tomorrow or Deep Impact, when the asteroid hit the ocean and then the meteor hit the ocean and then that tall, massive wall of water came and overflowed the earth. But it'll be something similar to that. And that's a terrifying thought. So we'll just, pray for forgiveness and repent. Hope the Most High protect you in that time and beam me up in those chariots when the Messiah returns, Yahweh Shai. So it says moving heights of 500 feet or more, moving at hundreds of miles per hour. So moving very fast. A tall wall is moving hundreds of miles per hour before crashing onto intended coastal targets. The radioactive ocean water, so it's not only a tall wall of water, 500-foot wall of water, but it's radioactive. It got thermonuclear radioactive ingredients in it. I'll say ingredients for lack of a better word, but it'll be it'll be nuclear infested waters crashing into intended coastal targets. The radioactive ocean water would deposit radioisotopes, as the radioactive ingredients in it. The radioactive ocean water would deposit radioisotopes onto everything it touches, rendering the affected areas uninhabitable for at least 3 centuries. As we've read in Isaiah 13 and 11 and 19 through 20, it will never be inhabited again. So, these devils just trying to give some, giving a very lame, cause of hope for it could possibly later on, like they could survive it. They have video games called Fallout, which is thermonuclear fallout, and that that people went inside of a deep underground bunker and survived the thermonuclear blast, and then they came back out years later. I can't remember how long, but a while later, to reestablish and rebuild. But that won't happen in real life. The kingdom of heaven will be thriving by then, under the Most High power, commandments, and Yahushua and the Israelites. So it says, notably, America, when it says right here, it says that's 10 half lives. But that won't matter. That's not going to happen. So they can do their little calculations. They get out their little nerd calculators and their little glasses and their little pen. Try to calculate how it ain't gonna matter, because it's all going to be destroyed. They can do all their calculations to their own strength of their own hand, but they can't survive this. This is the judgment of the Most High for all of the wickedness. Notably, America's most important power centers, government, finance, military, and trade, are all located near the coasts. So America's most important, their foundational pillars of their Babylon the Great Society is all near coastal areas, which will be destroyed, or all located near the coasts. Just one Poseidon detonation on the East Coast could take out America's government, finance, and military hubs, while a single detonation off the coast of California could take out America's largest trade ports and transport hubs. So it's showing, because California, that's the key. That's the key importance of California. Their imports that they come in from the other nations, the merchants of the other nations. So here's the graphic here. We'll just check this out real quick. It says City Killer, Russia's new Belgorod submarine, is the world's biggest and has compartments to launch mini subs and undersea drones. So this missile is a thermonuclear missile, and then they have baby missiles. They have smaller thermonuclear missiles that can drop too. It's pretty crazy. So it says right here, range unlimited. The length of it is 603 feet, and it weighs 30,000 tons. And something that's 30,000 tons traveling over 125 miles an hour. That's extremely heavy and moving very fast. So we know in football terms of sports and athletics terms, even when you're not the biggest guy, if you can run really fast, when you hit somebody, it doesn't even matter if you're small. If you're running extremely fast and you hit somebody, that's a lot of power once you hit that person, even if you're small. But this missile is going very fast, and it's extremely heavy. So that's catastrophic, apocalyptic, end of the world, end world impact. So it says, stealth submarine travels at extreme speeds, dropping nuclear drones at will. Look at this, drop drones, man. Nuclear drones. And not to mention that it's a nuclear missile torpedo itself. It's crazy, man. These Russians got some mad scientific, unthinkable weapons, but the Most High gave them that on the left-hand side to destroy America, Babylon the Great, because it's that time. The Belgorod submarine was built using exotic technology. So he say exotic. It's exotic. It's other realm, it's unearthly technology from the unearthly wisdom from the Most High in the fourth dimension in the third heaven, where he dwells, and he allowed Esau Edom to be able to create these catastrophic weapons to kill themselves, to wipe themselves out. Technology that allows it to achieve. I'll start from the top. The Belgorod submarine was built using exotic technology that allows it to achieve almost unimaginable speeds, 125 miles an hour, while still operating covertly. So it's moving that fast and it's not detected. Covertly means, just uh, stealth. It's not, the America can't catch it, won't be able to see it. So we'll grab a couple more precepts real quick and close out. That's another catastrophic development for America, Babylon the Great. That there's not only thermonuclear missiles that'll fly in the air to destroy this place, but they have a Poseidon missile that's created that America cannot detect, and they just a sitting duck waiting to get hit by this thing if the Mossad wanted to happen that way as well. So it's just all kind of crazy, intense destruction coming to this place. Jeremiah 50, and this is all from the Most High Power. Jeremiah 50 and 25. The Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, hath opened his armory. So an armory is for lack of a better phrase, bag of tricks, bag of military weaponry that people don't even know about. And this is one of these, this Poseidon is one of the latest tricks in the bag. The Most High pulled out for Esau to use on himself. The Most High's opened up his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. That's righteous judgment. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, Bahasham Yahushai of hosts. And that host means armies in the land of the Chaldeans. And we know who the Chaldeans are. That's the chief magicians, astrologers, and witches and warlocks and the wizards of the old Babylonian Empire. And who is that today? The Jewish people through Hollywood, and then also through the social media. When you think about it, when you think about it, over in California, it was Hollywood, television, and because when you watch these movies and television, these people over here in America, first and foremost, and it trickles down throughout the earth. Everybody moves and behaves the way these movies, relationships and the marriages and all of that nonsense, parties and all of that. They all see it and they replicate it in quote unquote real life. And then so now in San Francisco, California, that's the headquarters for the social media, for the technology headquarters of Google, Facebook, Apple, all of the major technology companies. Silicon Valley is what it's called in San Francisco. All that money is highly, highly, wealthy area. That's where all of the social media come out of San Francisco, and social media is the modern day Hollywood for the digital social media witchcraft. With all of these challenges and people who have died off these challenges, they always got some kind of ice bucket challenge or whatever, and it's all foolishness and madness. But that's the witchcraft and the warlocks, modern day Chaldeans. So the Most High is about to destroy this wicked place. The Most High power Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Isaiah 34 and 8. For it is the day of the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai's vengeance, and the year of recompenses. Why? For the controversy of Zion. Who is Zion? That's Mount Zion. That's the Israelites' mountain. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the lost 12 tribes of Israel. So all of this is happening. All of these devastating weapons is coming out of the armory and out of the bag that the Most High has. And he has more things to come in store. And the ultimate ones is when Yahweh returns in those chariots, zapping people with that thermonuclear, with that spiritual fire beams from the chariots, so-called UFOs. So hopefully repent, keep the commandments, call upon the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and keep the commandments to the best of your ability to be protected and saved from this oncoming destruction. I hope this video was edifying. The water to the Rachakodash to make an edifying video, hopefully. Till next video, I say, Shalom.